everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Well, I am here with somebody very, very special. You probably know who he is. I'm sure you do. And we're going to introduce a new segment that we're going to be doing on an Aussie audiophile. And this is, of course, first and foremost, I'd like to introduce everybody to Charles Kirmuss. So, hello, Charles, all the way there from Denver, Colorado. How are you doing?
Hey, Shane, doing great. I don't know what happened to winter. It's 68 degrees Fahrenheit outside. No snow. The flowers are blooming, and it won't be a white Christmas. Contrary to my son who went to Finland, and it was minus 37 Celsius on last Saturday. So,
my goodness. I kind of, we're in the middle of summer here. In fact, yesterday we had a 42-degree day here in Geelong. So it felt properly like summer here, and I'm glad we're at the back of that now. We've had a lovely cool change overnight, and it's about 25 degrees now in our language, and it's a lovely day.
well, very good. As a retired volunteer wildland firefighter, I know what drought's all about. I was down for the Victoria fires with my GPS equipment and so on, helping the Victoria state. We've had a large fire here 2 weeks ago, a week before, 2 years ago before Christmas, that in suburbia, 6 miles away from my home, 1,000 homes disappeared in a half an hour.
Oh dear.
Big winds, and we're arid here, so well,
Yeah.
good. Let's get to audio stuff. Yes.
All right, let's get on to audio stuff. What I want to announce to everybody here on the channel is that Charles has very kindly agreed to on his travels around the world, and obviously he goes to many shows that I just simply, being as isolated as I am here in Australia, don't get the opportunity at this stage to get to. So Charles is in fact going to be our eyes and our ears for some of these shows that Charles goes to with his Kirmuss record restoration system. He will also be, I made sure I got that right, Charles. I'm sick and tired of donating to the Red Cross. Not at all. In fact, I am a charitable person and don't mind doing that at all. And just incidentally, I did make a $20 donation to the Australian Red Cross on behalf of my slip-ups at the StereoNet Melbourne Hi-Fi show.
Well, that's great. I'm going to, instead of sending out, we got the great guys over at Magenta that are introducing our product, and I'm going to put $100 US into the Australian Red Cross as a Christmas gift this year. Our wines cannot compete with yours, so I decided that's probably the best instead of sending some crappy US wine over.
Well, we'll drink a few nice bottles of Australian wine next time I see you, my friend. I promise you that. Now, so this essentially what this is going to be is you wandering around these audio shows for us. You're going to be obviously commenting on what you see as you see it, and you're going to be filing those reports back to me here in Australia, and I'll put them together and release them on the channel, so people will get your perspective, your many years of experience and perspective on audio shows around the world that you travel to, and we're going to, I guess, go along for the ride. So we're all, I'm sure, very excited about this collaboration that you and I will be doing together. I'm certainly very excited about it. So you have filed your first report. I do have a series of videos that you've released to me, and I'd like you to talk a little bit about the first show that you reported for an Aussie audiophile and what you found there, Charles.
Yeah, well, first of all, again, Shane, thank you very much for having me your traveling reporter. One of the things that I like about your channel is that you always flip the human side of everything. It's all about the music. Here in America, we have too many trade shows. I think we now have 9 trade shows going on 12. And for a manufacturer like myself, unfortunately, the shows are so expensive. The dealers now that I have don't necessarily go and show their wares in a room. I mean, some of the rooms are $8,000, and what is the return for the dealer? But I have a chance to go around the world, and my idea was to introduce a different perspective, just to see what it is. It took me 38 hours to fly from Denver and arrive in Melbourne for the StereoNet show.
Yes.
And I can see you guys having the same issue, even with a tailwind, heading over here to some of the trade shows. And the Latin American show that I made a little report on for you was very interesting. It was the first ever Latin American show. It was held in Lima, Peru back in September, just before the StereoNet show. So here I am. I'm going from Lima to Chicago for a dealer event and then off to Oz.
Wow.
And I was very well served by Fernando Menzes, who's the founder and president of the Mexican Audiophile Society. He actually helped Gino Mori, who organized the first ever show. He owns Decibel Audio out in Peru. And he actually walked around with me. I tagged him, and he did the translation. So you'll get to see in my reports what music is all about in Peru and South America. We had contingents from Colombia, from Venezuela, Costa Rica, Ecuador. We had like 3,000 people that showed up. And it was a wonderful country. Everyone just loves music, Shane.
Fantastic.
And that's something that the camaraderie between all of the exhibitors, they all know each other. It's a smaller market.
Yeah.
They all appreciate music and vinyl rules. Vinyl rules. We met so many vinyl enthusiasts there, restoring grandfathers and fathers' records. It was a lot of fun.
Look, it sounds from the video that I've watched so far, it all draws you into the setup of the show. I did watch a seminar that you produced or somebody recorded for you on your record restoration process. I was enthralled, as I was when you did my Goanna record down here in Australia. And I was watching what you were doing as much as I was filming it because I was fascinated with the process. So, and once again, I was to see that in some of the footage that you showed, you sent down to me here in Australia. So we're gonna get this out to everybody. This will be an ongoing process that we do from when you have something to share with us, and we're really excited about it, Charles. The Peru show is, from what I can see, is full of music lovers, and as you rightly say, and that is really what audiophile should stand for. We are first and foremost music lovers, and we're all like-minded people in a hobby that excites us and gives us goosebumps and takes our breath away and gives us tears and happiness, and all the things that music invokes in us is really what I hope my channel can be about, and associating myself with people that feel the same way about music, as I very much know you do.
Yeah, something different in my reporting is I don't comment on what the sound is of the room and whatever. I like more to say, hi, how are you? What are you doing? What do you have? A little information of your company. I asked the question, do you like tubes? Do you like solid state? So it gives you a snapshot, and I'll tell you, I fell in love with Peru. The people there are just generous. Outside of the audiophile community, I mean, a hotel for $65 with breakfast for a 4-star hotel right next to the trade show, right next to shopping areas. Didn't get to go and do any visiting except a half-day tour, which I thoroughly enjoyed. We had a great guide, and no, I hope you guys can appreciate that. Universally, we have a lot of people that are proud of their businesses. They're proud as a distributor. They're proud as an audio reseller, and it's a large community. And I think this will add a lot more benefit for all of your audience and your subscribers to have a feel of what's out there. And again, this isn't, award of the show, best sounding room. That's not what I wanted to do with this. I just wanted to show you what other people are doing in other countries, whether they be music enthusiasts, headphone people, the whole gamut.
Yeah, well, I think at the end of the day, when we get down to this, I gave a best of show for the Melbourne Hi-Fi show because simply I'm the guy here in Australia that's doing 2-channel audio. So that's a different cap I put on for that. But I'm really, really enthusiastic to be involved with you doing it this way, because this is more from the perspective of somebody who knows the industry like the back of their hand, but is going into it like an enthusiast. And that's what the rest of us are. So we're all going to be standing behind you. Essentially, you're our eyes and our ears, and you're going to just walk us through these shows and give us a perspective that we would probably take ourselves if we were there. And that's the perfect kind of reporting for what I'm hoping we can do with this.
Yeah, for me, it was, this was like half an hour, 40 minutes before the start of the show. No time even really sit down.
Yeah.
Loved sitting down after hours. Everyone played music till 2 a.m. And even Margulis showed up at 2 o'clock in the morning, who's a very respected loudspeaker and tube amplifier designer. And he really, that's what I enjoyed. Another manufacturer speaking to a competitor and saying, wow, this sounds great. And I'm also using those caps. I mean, there's a camaraderie that I find, especially in Latin America, that people take the time. Really, really nice. At 2 a.m.
Oh, well, that's fantastic. And I mean, and that is the hobby, and that is the drawing in of the like-minded people around this hobby that we all love. And if that's captured, and I know it will be, and I know it is, in what we are about to see from you, Charles, then it really is going to be a collaboration made in heaven for audiophiles. I really do believe that, and also just on that too, we will talk and touch base very, very quickly on the fact that I have your record restoration system coming to an Aussie audiophile. Tim, your man here in Australia, has got that organised for us, and it's coming my way any time now. And I'm going to be reporting myself on your system, me doing the record restoration, following from the master who showed me how to do it in Melbourne. So we're going to go through that process where I'm going to talk to everybody about how I find the system, and obviously we have a very good you are very well represented here in Australia with Magenta Audio. So I'm looking forward to that process over the holidays, and I'll be reporting on that as time goes on.
Very good, very good. And for everyone who's trying to figure out what's behind me, there we go. That's my 1965 Chevrolet Monza Corsa. And I noticed that there were a couple of banks of Tesla charging stations open. And of course, this is a rear engine, 140 horsepower boxer engine. So I plugged in power, and people said, wow, this is great, until they saw the blue smoke come out of the tailpipe. And over my shoulder, inside the car, there is a 45 RPM record player.
Wow.
And an 8-track tape deck. So I'm all analog, and it's interesting. The needle is this way, and the record is this way.
Wow.
So when you go over bumps, you're not losing the needle. Very interesting design.
Well, you'll have to show us that at some other point for sure, Charles. I think us analog heads would very much be enthralled to learn about how that system works in a car, for goodness sake.
Yes, sir. Well, very good, Shane. Well, I appreciate everyone's the supporting the 3,000 plus subscribers that you now have. You're very refreshing. And again, I would not trade shows are a mess. It was extremely difficult, this Mexican show, because I was riding with Julian Morgules from his house every day.
Yep.
And there's a saying, I hope he's not watching, mañana, which means later or tomorrow.
Yes.
And we always arrived late. I mean, half an hour before the show, and I had to put preamps and whatever that I hid overnight because I'm in an open area. Anyways, Anne Bisson was with me, and she says, Charles, you're always like 5 hours ahead. Everything's all taken care of. Here you're rushing around. I said, yes, it's mañana.
You're on Peruvian time.
There you go.
Very
Very good.
Oh, look, thank you again, Charles, from the bottom of my heart. And I say that, I'm sure, for all of the my subscribers as well. We really do feel like this is a coup for I feel it's a coup for my channel to have you on board on a regular basis, talking to us and reporting back on shows, and we're all the richer for the experience. So thank you, sir, very much. I'll get the first round, and this will probably be a 2 or a 3-part series, this first show, and we'll put this up in front of the first videos, and let our subscriber base enjoy your take on the Peruvian audio show.
Very good, and wishing everyone a Merry Christmas, a Happy Hanukkah, and all the best for the new year, and hope to see you in Sydney in March.
Yes, I'm already trying to get plans organised to, in fact, be there in person to. We'll talk a little bit about that off camera. So thanks, Charles, very much, and we'll be talking very soon, my friend.
Very good. Cheers, guys. All the best, and enjoy the clip from Peru.
Thank you very much, Charles. Bye-bye.